All right, everybody, Attorney Walter Hnot here. Let's get right into it. So basically, I go live to answer questions for anybody that wants to call in. You just call the law firm phone number at 407-279-1754. Again, 407-279-1754. But there are some rules that we've got to follow. When you call in, have your legal question ready. No story mode. Don't stack your questions, and basically make sure you have a basic foundational understanding of the facts that you need to tell me so I can give you a good legal answer. With that said, I don't have all the facts. I don't know your whole situation, so don't rely on this as like the definitive answer of all things, because frankly, people hide stuff from me all the time. With that said, when you call in, make sure you use a fake name. We've got the first caller on the phone right now. Madame, go ahead and let me know, what is your legal question. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. Go ahead.
Hi, Walter. My name is Susie, and I was awarded my Social Security disability in, 2023, although I had been denied, and I was over, at that time I was 55, and we had a reconsideration, and so then they gave me my Social Security disability after that.
Sure.
But they only went back until 2023.
Okay.
Which I have a lawyer, which is not that good, but whatever. Sure. I already paid him a lot of money.
Sure.
And so I have all of my documentation from 2020. So after I was awarded or whatever, then my lawyer says, do you want to appeal the onset date? And I'm like, yeah, I do. So then went in and we appealed it October of last year. And then I finally had over the phone with the judge. And I just feel, I don't know how I feel about it, because the judge only asked me 2 questions.
Okay.
One was, do I understand, did my lawyer tell me what the grid rules are? I said, yes. And he said, so I didn't work from 2020 till I haven't worked since 2020, basically, but kind of. In 2021, 21 or 22, I tried to DoorDash, and I made $4,000 that year. That's all I made. So he asked me about that, and I said, and I didn't remember that I had even done that, and I said, well, I DoorDashed, but that was about it. And then he gave it to my lawyer, and all my lawyer asked me was, well, Susie, Janie, whoever I am, you also have PTSD? And I said, yes. And that was the end of the conversation. So I'm like, and I haven't heard anything from, one thing is they didn't have some medical record, one medical record from, which I didn't understand why they needed that. From now, I see a therapist and stuff, and they hadn't gotten the records from them, but they have all my records from everything else.
Okay, so there wasn't really a question there, but I'm assuming the question is, should I have appealed this? Are they likely to approve it? Can I get more back pay? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
yes,
cool.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So first question I have for you, keep in mind, so you threw a bunch of dates out there. It's late. It's like 1 a.m. So this is what I would say. Let me go through the things real quick. What is your current age right now?
I am 57. I will be 58 in January.
Okay. What year did your approval occur when you turned 55? Like, what was that? Was that what they set up when you turned 55?
Yes.
That's the date they approved you from?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
2023. Yes.
Okay. With your PTSD, were you in a mental facility? Were you in a mental facility
Yes.
for more than 2 to 3 days twice prior to being 55.
Yes.
How many days were you inpatient for each of those stays?
The first time, I think it was a week. And I think the next time it was 5 days to a week.
Okay. And you stopped working in 2000, correct? Somewhere around there?
The end of 2019, but 2020, yeah, I guess.
Okay. So, just to be clear, they found that the medical evidence was strongest when you turned 55 because you could do a grid out option. Did you get any education from 2000 forward or 2020 forward or no?
No,
What's your highest level of education completed?
I'm just a high school graduate.
Okay. So let me ask you this. With the past 5 years of types of jobs that you completed, were you a manager, supervisor? Were you like in charge of anything? Like, opening up shop or doing payroll, hiring and firing?
No, I was just a waitress. That's all I've done my whole life.
Okay. So now keep in mind, can you give me like top 5 of your impairments so I understand what they were going with?
Yes, I have fibromyalgia.
Mm-hmm.
I have arthritis
Mm-hmm.
in the disc in my back.
Mm-hmm.
I have neuropathy,
Mm-hmm.
nerve damage. I have PTSD, acute anxiety. I have I've got a, and I did try to work. I mean, in 2022, I think it was, but I made $4,000.
Okay. Okay. So remember, I don't have access to your full record here, but like, can you give me some directional stuff on like, what did the SSA specifically say about what they liked about when you turned 55 for the grid out? Because somewhere in there, they didn't think you could do sedentary work or be around, people, this or that. So how did your impairments change around 54, 55 years old?
Well, they were bad, and they were. I mean, I would say they got worse, but they've just been bad. I mean, and I don't know if they went off of more of my physical than my mental, but like my legs swell up, I can't walk and stuff like that. So I don't understand, because most of really my doctor stuff was from 2020 to 2023. And then when I did get approved, I had to go see 2 different doctors. I had to see a physical doctor and a mental doctor of theirs.
So just to be, no, that's all operating standard basic stuff. So I guess so here's the thing. Like, if the first thing that rings a bell is the judge only had 2 questions. And, obviously he was expecting your attorney to have explained to you why the SSA chose to give you a grid out at 55, because there was something deficient, in your record before you turned 55 for an approval, meaning you didn't meet the severity requirements. So then, did your attorney and you work on specifically the grid outs between 50 and 54 and a day before 55? Like, did you work out, vocational analysis, other potential jobs you could have done? Did you do like a brief on that?
Oh, no, because I watched your videos and stuff like that.
Sure.
This is what happened is I went through a major company.
Okay.
And I knew when I got approval before they did. But then when I went to appeal this, they send you out to a different lawyer. And the lawyer was supposed to call me a week or 2 weeks before my appeal date, and he never called. I got on my phone with my attorneys, or I guess.
Whoever they assigned you, yeah.
Yeah, right. This person has not called me. I'm getting worried because I don't know what to do. I have never had to do this. Whatever. Oh, they're going to call you this. So anyway, the thing of it was, is he finally called me one night before. The night before, I'm on July, so it was July 1st, because I had my appeal on July 2nd, and said, "Oh, I'm so sorry about this mix-up, blah blah blah." And he didn't go through anything with me. So I'm like,
Sure.
and I'm caught off guard because he's supposed to be my attorney,
Hmm.
and I'm walking into this blindsided.
Right.
And then he tells me, when we're done with this, you cannot call me anymore because I will not be your attorney.
Nice.
And I thought, what?
Which, I'm just curious, I mean, was this a law
I'm out of
firm?
Washington. No, it's a law firm. It's called Premier Disability Law Firm.
Oh, yeah. They're just okay. All right. And I'm not allowed to say anything mean, or I mean, I can so long as I can prove it, but yeah,
I already know, because if it wasn't for the Social Security advocate,
yeah,
I would have never been able to get through all this. They did not help me with anything, but they got a lot of money from me.
yeah. That's how those big boxers work. They just take any claim. They don't do much on it. They call you once before the hearing. They tell you to tell the truth, and then go do the hearing. It's just weird to me, because if you wanted to make more money, you'd get the claimant's claim in the right order. You know what I mean?
Well,
yeah.
The thing of it is I've already paid them because I did get awarded,
Yeah.
and I already had to pay them over $5,000 out of my back pay.
Yeah.
But I'm also going to have, which I hope I win, because I'm going to have to pay them more money besides the $5,000 that I already paid them.
I mean, if the judge said right up front, did your attorney explain to you how grid outs work? That's not a good sign.
Well, I've watched them. I've watched them with you and with some other YouTube things. I mean, I thought that it started at 50, 50 to 53, 53 to
it's 45 to 50, but the 45 to 49 in the day before 50 category is useless. So realistically, it starts at 50 to 54 on the day before 55, and then 55 to 59 in the day before 60, and then 60 up. It's at 5-year intervals, but they only really get good at 50. 35, they're useless. So bottom line is,
well, see,
yeah.
I was in 2020. Well, I'm 57 right now. So in 2020, I was 52. Is that correct?
Oh, I'm not doing math right now. it's
okay,
1:10 a.m. Yeah.
I know. I think I'm correct.
Yeah.
So I mean, because I really am like, I have anxiety and stuff anyway, and I got a lot of other issues, and you hear that all the time. I get that, but I'm like, all of my good medical. I mean, really, because I stopped really going to a physician, not a psychiatrist, but a physician, because of the fact that when I got out of a mental place, my legs and stuff were all swollen. I mean, so huge I couldn't hardly walk. I went into an ER room, and they said to me, "Have you ever tried to commit suicide?" It's all connected. I said yes. I didn't say I was going to commit suicide. So what happened was they take me in and they take my arms and my legs and they put me down.
Yeah, they put you down, they bind you.
And this is what they did. Yeah, and I have not, in the last couple of years, I have gone to an emergency room, but it has taken me 4 years to go go anywhere for physically things that I have a lot of problems with, because I just...
So if you don't have the medical evidence, why would you do the appeal?
Well, I did the appeal for the onset date.
Yeah, but if you don't have the medical evidence to support it, why would you do it? They're just going to turn it down.
But I did.
During all that time,
but I do.
They reserve the right to change your benefits or end them. That was trial tactic, a poor choice, because if you went in and then didn't have a lot of repetitive medical, that's just going to bite you in the butt. But I mean, look, I get what you wanted. You wanted more back pay. I get it. You know what I mean?
Well, I get it because I've worked all my life and I've paid into it and I've suffered. And I know I shouldn't be like, this is whatever, but I have not worked from 2020. And I had gone to the physical and mental doctor until 2022 or 23. But
so you needed time to develop. Yeah. I mean, yeah, this is an obvious situation of not enough buildup. And so the main thing is if the judge
You
said
think
right
I'm
up
gonna
front,
lose?
I can't tell you because I haven't read the file, but if the judge asked you right up front with 2 questions, did your attorney explain to you how grid outs work? Then that is a very strong nod where the judge is saying the prior judge made a decision that made sense because the grid out makes sense for you when you were 55 plus to give you the balance option in for your education, work experience, yada yada. But I it doesn't sound like a win. Doesn't mean it couldn't be, but it doesn't sound like the direction of a win. Because if you didn't brief the judge or create an argument or something to your vocational background as to why you wouldn't be able to do lighter sedentary jobs at the 50 to 54 and a day before 59 category in the grid out, then like what the hell do you expect? Like you didn't do any of the
Well,
work.
that's what I thought. No, he didn't. He didn't do
Well,
any of
neither
it.
did you. I
And
mean,
he,
it's a two-party
well,
problem. Yeah.
I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I mean, when you
Yeah.
walk into something like this, when you worked your whole life and you do something like this, I mean, I started watching videos, but by
Yeah.
then it was too late.
How long ago was the hearing? Like how many months ago?
I had it on July 2nd of this year. I
Okay.
just had it.
So I mean, you got another 2 months-ish before you get a decision. Judge will review all the old records. Do you know if all of your old medical records are in there?
They see, that's the thing. They're all there. This is the only.
But how do
This is
you
why
know?
the
Like, did
more
you go
weight-
through the F folder? Oh, I got to
No,
take
I
another
didn't, and I
caller.
don't have.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched your stuff to say I should work on my own stuff and whatever and get. I didn't know that I could do that.
Get a copy of your exhibit disc. I'm going to take this next caller. Call the hearing office, copy of your exhibit disc. I'll catch you later. All right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. What is your legal question? Go ahead.
Yes, I'm wondering about non-taxable money. Can that affect us?
Non-taxable money. Like what kind of non-taxable money?
You know, like there's a state program where we take care of our handicapped child,
Mhm.
and my wife is also on SSI,
Mhm.
and we get paid, and it's non-taxable money.
I mean, so what you're asking is that countable as income? You know, that's I'd have to know which state and I'd have to look it up. And here's the thing. I've gotten in trouble with people just fast from the hip shooting me like, "Hey, I get this. Does this count?" Like I'd have to pull up the actual statute and see if it falls in there because remember, you got income and you got resources and you got things that are countable and not countable. And so at the end of the day, the bottom line is I don't know because I don't know how they've structured it. I don't know how they're doing taxes on it. I don't know how it limits you or if it's truly, something that you don't have to, it's just like a donation from the state. I don't know. But remember, at the end of the day, if the state gives you something and labels it one thing, the federal government, for taxation purposes, might label it another thing. It doesn't sound like something, but remember, with SSI people, most things that come in are countable as, basically something against the potential resource limit. And most things that come in are countable as some sort of, yeah. So the point is like, for SSDI benefits, probably not. For SSI benefits, maybe. I don't know what it is, I don't know what you're receiving. I mean, it sounds like you're getting like a helping hand thing, but.
And I'm in the beloved state of Texas, and you know how they are.
They're good and bad in different ways. Yeah, they're good and bad in different ways. But
right.
What I would do is,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I've been wondering that the whole time, and the people that we worked through, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, it's non-taxable money. Don't worry about it.
Okay, so it's not taxable by you or the wife, correct?
Right.
So if they gave you $1 million, it wouldn't be, even though it's not, it wouldn't be something you report to the IRS as any earnings.
But you know what's funny is the IRS, as of this year, knows it because I've got that free tax app that you can, do your taxes on.
Yeah. The one that
It's
they hide from
actually-
people. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's actually it's the one where you check your credit and you can also do taxes.
Sure.
And all of a sudden, it has our exact amount that we make with that money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we could have filed and gotten a return of which we did not mess with. But all of a sudden, it showed up after all these, these past few years.
How did they categorize it though? Like, what did they put it in under the form?
I don't know. See, I didn't look into it. I didn't touch it. You know what I mean? I just saw where it said you could get back $1,000 and some odd dollars.
I'd call an
They have
accountant or a tax professional to find out what category that's put into, and then I'd study that category to see how the SSA views it. Because, man, I've been nipped so many times where I'm like, yeah, normally that doesn't count, and then there's some caveat for their state where they mislabel it, or it's some weird LTD provision that nobody ever puts in their thing. Man, I've been nipped on those. That's why I always, when they're like, is it countable or not, I'm like, who knows? I'd have to read the statute, see what the state is, see historically what they put it as, and then go from there. I've been nipped
Right.
on these. Yeah.
Right, I understand. Now, what first made me think it was okay is because I wouldn't think that they would let us do the program, the people you go through, if it was against the law. But then again, you don't really know.
Yeah, don't really
So,
know. Yeah, man. Like if you nailed it on the head, that would be it. Like what I've found is people are like, well, nothing bad has happened yet. That is the worst defense. It's just,
Yeah.
yeah,
I didn't know.
right. And then they get an overpayment for $50,000, and they're like, oh, I didn't know. And I'm sitting there just like, I know. How the hell would you know?
my God.
That's the
I know.
yeah. So
Okay, well, I appreciate your advice, and
Hey.
I'm going to call an accountant. So let me ask you this. If I
Yeah.
did call one, could they report us if they found it was illegal?
here's the deal. I'm working with the
The
homeless
accountant.
tomorrow, but shoot me like or give me a call on Thursday, and I'll give you my accountant's name, and then give him a call, have him figure out how it is, and then you can always give me a call during one of these additional free, yada yadas. And I use him
Awesome.
because he used to work for the IRS. Now he's got his own thing, and he mostly works with people who have small, mid-sized businesses. So he's used to more of the not so easy to understand or the gray room stuff. So this would
Mhm.
be probably more up his alley. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So what time on Thursday should I call?
Anytime, because I'm in I think 4 hearings that day. So anytime, just leave a message. And then if you don't get me, leave a message and ask back office to shoot me a text. If you get back office, let them know that we talked and that I said to have them give me a text to give you a call back.
Okay. So what name should I go? Ted Nugent?
When you call in to the law firm, no, you
Yeah.
use your real name. When you call the law
Okay.
firm,
All right.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Just making sure. All right.
Yeah. For this, we use fake names because we're just answering questions. But the law firm, real name, yeah.
Okay. Not a problem.
Yeah, perfect. Well, sounds good, sir. I will catch you later, and you have a wonderful, wonderful night.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, good sir. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Perfect. We've got a question here from the chat. It says, interior family true crime member for 1 month. Question: can a person get a grid out at 50, then 59? Yeah, you could grid out, get off of disability benefits, and then grid out again at 59. You're just going to have different applications. If you're saying at 59 years old, could you grid out at 50? You could, but if you wouldn't get that much back pay. You'd only go 17 months back from the application date unless a non-mechanical application applied, and then would just be a few more months. So hi. Oh crap. Hold on. Boopity boop. Call. I'm gonna call this guy back because he's called a bunch of times. Hold on. Let me get this thing on speaker. Oh, he's calling me right now. Is he gonna pick up? No, he's not. Hold on. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. What is your legal question? Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a potential. What's called? It's when computers connect across the internet, they have what's called the IP address.
Yeah, of course.
And I have like a block of IP addresses that ultimately were assigned to me in 1992. And I just found out that they could be leased for like $1 to 50 cents to $1 to $1.50 each. There's 254 of them. I could make $300 a month. I'm on Social Security disability, and it would be reported kind of like self-employment, but I'm not really wouldn't be working. And so, how would that affect my disability?
Are you the one managing them? Oh, wait, are you SSI or SSDI?
SSDI.
Are you the one managing them, like the transactions, or is that like some other group?
No, it'd be another group. Be what's called an IP broker.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. I mean, and remember, not every single one is going to be grabbed. Like, I mean, are you assuming on day one every single one is going to be utilized?
No.
Okay, cool. So, I mean, it should be fine. You're just, you're not directly working, but you are earning income. It is countable income, It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to be a bad thing, So, I mean, yeah, you should be okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just file whatever taxes or pay whatever little bit of taxes that I have to pay.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you earn over a certain amount, you got to pay your taxes. And, bottom line is the SSA will get notification of this. They may CDR you, and then at that point, you'll have to answer and explain what it is, what's going on, etc. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Perfect, good sir. You have a wonderful, wonderful day, okay?
All right, you too.
Thank you, good sir. Bye-bye. We are going to take one more caller. One more caller tonight. There was almost 50 people who tried calling in before the show, all that stuff, and it just kept ringing. So it was just a lot of repeaters. But bottom line is we're going to take one more call. Let me just see if there's any questions in the chat section. Let's see what else we got here. Any additional questions? I'm not seeing it. Okay, cool. So we're going to begin the countdown. Actually, we're at 30 minutes. It's 27 minutes and 38 seconds. So I'm going to go to sleep because I have to wake up early and go to the homeless center in Orlando. Yay. And I will catch you all tomorrow. You have a wonderful, wonderful night, and we will rock and roll from there. Tomorrow, we're going to be headlining with a video specifically on the new tactic being used by Democrats to try and topple the Republicans with Social Security benefits, which is promoted by Chuck Schumer. So he released it literally just today. So I will catch you all a little bit later. We'll rock and roll with that tomorrow. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. Please remember to like and subscribe. Hit that like button. Also head over to Google, type in Disability Resolution Law Firm or Disability Resolution Florida. Kind of the bottom line here is if I helped you out, please consider, 5-star yada yada. I will catch you all a little bit later. You have a wonderful night, and we'll go from there. Attorney Walter Hnot, thank you so much. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.